back to Buckland Junction it is now. Yes, I am in the hobby room, and it's part 2 of the coaling stage tower. This is how far we got first time in part 1. You might want to go and look at part 1. There's the link if you want to, so I'm going to carry on from here. I've got my hoppers in, and I think I'm going to leave them because the paint actually melted the undercoat, but it's made some kind of yeah, I'm going to leave it like that for now. So onwards we go to finish this little lot off. That's the coaling stage tower. Here we go. So here's my folded cards ready to fill in the roof issues. So it is quite thick paint. It's well, I think you could call it card. I reckon it's about 4 times the thickness of A4, and this is what I need it for, to fill up these ghastly holes in the roof. But it will add to the texture. And well, let's get them on. There we go. The roof covering strips are on. Now I'm adding the front concrete structures there. That's 1 of 4 coming in like a 15mm card. I'll show you that when it's done. There we go, moving on a bit further. I've got the front concrete piers in now, and yeah, I think that's looking alright. Let's stand it up, it makes a bit more sense. There we go. Alright, moving on. So what have we got? I mixed up my concrete mix. It's a mixture of PV8, water, ivory black, watercolour, and ready mix polyfiller. So I've mixed it up into this lovely gloopy mess. I've got a piece of perspex here to apply it with my sponge, so I can dip it in there, get it going to the right consistency, and then put it onto the tower itself. So I'll start that now. Right, here we go. Now can I do this with, no, I'm going to get my hands in the way, aren't I? So hang on. Whoops. Right, here we go. Let's get her on her side. Where's my sponge? So what? Hope I'm not getting my hands in the way. Yeah, I think that's cool. Going straight in. It's going to be the whole lot. I hope this is in camera. I'll come back and show you the end result, because it will take a bit of time. Oh, lovely. Texture I'm looking for, because I'm going to repaint the roof with a slightly different slate colour. So I'm just after the effect of the stippling going on here. There we go. This is the concrete finish. I'm going to paint the roof slightly a different colour. And yeah, I don't know what you think, but yeah, it looks very concretey. These things weren't put together with any love. They were literally thrown together, poured in the concrete into the moulds, and built on site with no love whatsoever. So hopefully I've captured it there. Alright, painting the roof next. I've just added the hopper dust vent on the roof there. I can't do anything, I have to let that dry, and then I think I'm going to paint the floors black and put the rails in, but with no sleepers, just the rails on their own. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. Hopper vents. Okay, moving on a bit further. I've splashed the decks with a bit of PVA and ivory black. Oops, my phone's just going. Just to put a bit of background. Then I'm going to lay the rails in. And what I've done, I've actually turned the rails upside down. Can you see? So this is the bottom edge, you can see here. And I'm going to spread araldite on them, and then I'm going to stick them in position. And when they're totally dry, I can slide off the plastic sleepers, leaving just the two rails. The trouble is with me, I keep doing two projects at a time. This is my very first engine, a B12 if I remember right, Triang B12, and I'm trying to add pickups to the tender because I have had her running, but she stalls on most of the points, especially the long crossings. So I'm having a go at adding my own again my own pickups to her. So I've got two projects on the go because I want this to be running 100%. It runs really nicely but doesn't like the long crossings. So we'll have pick up on 4 loco wheels and 4 tender wheels. But the problem is, look at the size of these wheels. And I couldn't find any metal ones. Unless anybody knows better. They are huge compared with normal things. So I'm putting in some leftover steel wheels that I've got, but I've got to raise the whole bed, and I'll show you how to do that in a video of its own. So back to this. Let me get the rails stuck in now, because I have dirtied it up a little bit. There we go. So ready to araldite in the rails now. And yeah, the other thing I'm going to have is on the loading bay side, I need a little loading hopper snoot, I'll call it, and a pile of excess coal that's been shoveled up in the corner, and then afterwards I'll cover all this with some very fine coal dust. And the job's coming along. I was going to airbrush it, but I decided to maybe use weathering powders, but these are probably going in the shop, in my shop. And the other thing is, I don't want to go on too long, I've got my first Patreon supporter, which is Chris. I'll just leave it as Chris. Chris, you know your heart. Thanks for starting my Patreon page off for me. And Chris has got a shop. I'll see if I can get the link and I'll put it in below. So thanks, Chris. Right, let's get these rails. Yeah, look at this one. This is my first attempt, but I decided to do it slightly different. So let's get the rails in and araldited in place, and then we're getting there. There we go. The rails are stuck in, nice and straight. Now time to pull the sleepers off. I'm not sure how this is going to go because I've araldited these in. If there's any araldite on the side of the rail, it's going to be a struggle. So here we go. Come on. Oh, oh. Very good, very good. Can we? Oh, yeah, come on. Oh. There we go. Just 2 rails. How's that? Not quite exactly straight, but good enough. Good enough. Now I need some coal dust to make a pile here for excess that's falling off the top of the tenders, etc. while loading. And then some dust all over this part. Oh yes, I can feel a piece of araldite on there. Oh, that's hard. I have to file that off. Never mind. It's cool. I like that. Oh, maybe then I must try and pull this side open and see what happens this time. Araldite is a bloody strong glue. You only need it. Come on. Yeah, that's great. Now this one. Come on. There. Look at that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We just need some coal dust everywhere now, and jobs are good in. Yeah, I like that. I like that very much. Well, that one's much straighter. Not sure if that one's got a slight curve in it, but yeah, happy with that. Who says you can't learn an old dog new tricks? So hopefully that's the right gauge. I'm going to find a wagon to run along it. And so it seems to be engaged nicely. And there's your tender in there, ready to be loaded. Which is quite cool. So yes, it's engaged. I thought it would be. All those sleepers. And, well, it's coal dust time, I think. What do you think? Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Right, here we go. These are all nicely dried and sorted now. I decided not to use the airbrush, not to use powders. I'm going for my coloured PVA. So I've got a wet wash, a darker wash here, much darker. I got some super fine coal dust there. My quite rougher collection of coal for the tenders, etc. But I'll have a bit of that on the pile in the back of here, and some of this between the tracks. So I'm just going to weather them. I'm going to splash weather them and see what happens. I could totally bugger the whole lot up, but let's have a go. Let's get this camera on a tripod so I can use both hands. So here comes the water. I'm no expert at this. All I've recognised over the past, the more time you take messing about with it, the less well it looks in the end. So just yeah, just hit it here and there and see what happens. Let it run, let it do its stuff. Dip out any unwanted. Alright, okay, that's that. Yeah, less care. And yeah, just I think every camera to just slap it all over. Look at that, it looks so much better anyway. And then we'll add some dollops here and there. Just let that run down. That's fine. Maybe a bit more over there. Oh, no, it's just dirty. Whoops. Right, I'll do the other one now. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. It's all about speed and getting it on there nice and quickly. Right, here we go. Let's get it on there as quick as you can. Cool. Nice and wet. Yeah. Right, I'll bring you back in a minute. Let me do this. Well, we've had a slight weathering, and while that's drying, I'll see if I can get my my tissue to look like a pile of coal. Right, let's dip him in there and just stick him in there. There we go. Right. Should be able to soak this into submission now. I'll show you what it's like when I'm done. There we go. Got my tissue soaking away there, ready to put some coal dust and coal onto. So I better just leave it all alone for a minute, because there's all the wash still moving about on the roof. Back in a minute. Well, there we go. Got our 2 coal piles, one there, real coal, one there. I've just got to go and get my pipette and dribble some fairy liquidy PVA over it, and to leave that for the night. And then I'm back to do the superfine coal dust between the tracks, and I'm really getting there now. I'm getting quite excited. So pipette next. There we are, 2 very soaked piles of coal. That's it for today. I shall carry on tomorrow. I have to let that little lot dry. And next for the superfine coal dust. Looking forward to that. Right, tomorrow. Right, let's dirty this floor. I've got my glue, I've got my coal dust, and I've got my PVA with a drop of washing up liquid in it. So we're going to make these all nice and dirty now. Here we go. We don't want it everywhere. I do want it up against them rails a bit. Not easy to get in there. There we go. I'll get in the other rails, I'll just have to scratch it off. But right. Now let's get the black stuff in there on the go, and I can just sprinkle this in. Oh balls, I've just tipped it all over the bench. That looks nice. I can tip off the excess in half an hour when the glue's dried. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks mucky in there, doesn't it? Right, let's do all 4. So mucky on the hopper side and not so mucky on the lift side. So that all that remains to do now is wait for the glue to dry and add my hopper chute up there. So that's next. I can make them while this lot is drying, but yeah, dirty old rails. Happy with that. Onwards. Where's my hopper chutes, and I think I'm going to paint them with just some Humbrol matte black for quickness. I should be able to fit these in about 20 minutes because this Humbrol, as you know, goes off really nice and quickly. So that's my two hoppers. My two hopper chutes. Well, that's my hoppers in place, so just let them dry, and then I'll try and do a like a diorama with a couple of coal trucks and you know, a tender locomotive underneath the chute. So let's go and do that. Grab a piece of rail and see if I can yeah, show it in action, because the baseboard where this is going to go for my railway is actually laying up the stairs, so there's no way I can really do a good diorama, so it'll have to be on the bench here. Well, this is about the best I can do. Is the Wren 08 Gronk is shunting in the coal trucks. This one's ready to be lifted, and there's one waiting there. And on the other side you've got Sardinian, an old Triang model, waiting to be loaded in his tender. So there we have it. That's best I can do without having any baseboard down for this. But yeah, I'm happy. I was going to Araldite one halfway up the lift, but I'm still not quite sure about that. So that's the coal loading stage pretty much finished. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you want to support me, have a look at my Patreon page. That's pretty much Alan done now, so Alan out. Take care, good people. Bye.